Sweet.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cheese Talk podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rago. Today I'll be talking Packers in life with my guest, Cody. First, I want to give a shout out to the Ope Network for giving me the chance to do this podcast under their umbrella. And they are 86 followers away from giving away an 8x10 autographed Jair Alexander picture. They're currently at 437 followers as Ohana_Packers. Cody, what's up?
Not a whole lot, man. How's your day going?
It's going.
Yep, as he said, my name's Cody of Code Packers page. Packer lover. Meme maker, I guess. Love making memes to put on Twitter. So, yeah.
Same here. I love, if you can't tell, I make some of my own stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't care if people think it's funny or not. If I think it's funny, that's all I care about.
It's all that matters, man.
How long you been a Packers fan? Your whole life?
Probably about 2015 is when I really started liking the Packers.
Okay.
I'm 24.
Okay.
Back in 2013, my church had a Super Bowl party where I watched the 49ers and the Ravens, and I started really liking football at that point. But I never really got into football. I was mostly, I like to tease my dad because he's a Chiefs fan. So I'd always, oh, did you guys win? Most of the time they didn't. But, yeah, so in 2015, as a kid, I was 15 or 14, and I really liked cheese and I liked the color green. So I thought, that's my team, because I can't be a Chiefs fan like my dad. So I picked the Chiefs, or I picked the Packers. God, never. But I picked the Packers. And then the more I got into the culture and the history of it, the more I fell in love. I mean, I love the Packers. Yeah, that's about as long as I've been a Packer fan.
All right. Let me see here. I got a couple of comments here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to ignore those because it's just a black. I hate these pages that don't show their face. That's right when you know right away that it's a bot or whatever. Anyway, sorry about that. What are your thoughts on this year's draft, and who was your favorite pick of the 7 rounds?
I really liked the draft. I thought Cody did a pretty good job. Man, my personal favorite, not just based because he's a player, but I really liked Javon Bullard. I loved his freak out when he got drafted to the Packers. Love that.
Yeah.
I love anybody who's just excited to be a part of our team. But if I had to choose, my favorite player, probably Keaton Oladapo.
Okay.
I like what I saw from him. I like the energy he brings.
Yeah, I like Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper. I think Javon Bullard is going to bring that extra swag that we need on defense to make a difference. Cooper, hopefully he can get to the quarterback and force pressure and make the quarterback throw some bad passes and help out our defense and get some more. I want to see our defense getting touchdowns this year.
Yeah, I do too.
One thing that we can separate from the other team is if our defense scores some touchdowns along with our offense. I think that's a huge bonus. Instead of having these close games, you can have a two or three score victory, hopefully. Um, when you hear Green Bay, what comes to mind? Have you been to Green Bay at all?
I've been once.
Okay.
I had the chance to go last year with my dad.
All right.
Before I go more into that, the one word: winners. We're winners.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, so I got the opportunity to go with my dad. He was doing a business trip, and his one of his stops is in Green Bay, and I asked him if I could go, and he said sure. So uh, I got to do the legendary tour, which was amazing. I loved that. Now I'm itching to go to a game. Not
Okay.
sure when that's going to happen, but I'm going to make it happen.
Well, you should definitely give me a heads up if you ever come up to Green Bay. I live 10 minutes from the stadium. Be
Yeah, I
cool to
heard
meet
that
up.
on one of your past podcasts.
Yeah, it'd be cool to meet up with people. And, I'm not from here. I don't know if you know or not. I'm from Madison, the Madison area. So my wife is from De Pere, which is like I said, the next city south of Green Bay. And I was working at a bar in Madison, and she was working part time or Badger weekends at a bar by Camp Randall, and ended up meeting up or whatever. And we eventually got married and moved here. But I consider Lambeau Field like a cathedral, like
Yeah,
place of worship.
absolutely.
A lot of prayers happen inside that dome every Sunday and every game they have. So I think of Green Bay, I just think of small town, big heart, with a winning tradition, legendary. I mean, just think of all the legends that have walked the field and through the tunnel. And actually, for my rehearsal dinner for my wedding, it was back when it was called Curly's Pub. It
Mhm.
was it was a bar or the restaurant that was inside Lambeau, and we had them cater it inside Lambeau, one of the ballrooms, and we took a field or a legendary tour or whatever. And it was at nighttime, and we ended up going out the tunnel, and we're all out there in the dark, and the guy's talking, and the fire alarms go off, and the strobes in the suites were flashing.
Huh.
And it was like a big, like an EDM show.
That's
It was
kind of
awesome,
wild.
but yeah, it was pretty crazy. Um, what do you think was a turning point last year for the Packers?
Oh, man, that Chargers game for sure. Uh, I think once Jordan got like, hey man, let loose. I think you're trying too hard. Just let it rip. Do you? Once that kind of came across, he was killer. Uh, Arguably the best quarterback of the second half of the season last year. And I think maybe it's not the turning point of last year, but the turning point of this year, I think, is the extra conditioning, which I know was reported a little bit on, but I really like that they're adding a little extra time to kind of get those injuries like Christian Watson's hamstring under control, at least try to. But I think that's going to be a real turning point, especially if we're trying to keep guys healthy.
Right, I think that, and getting Jair, get him healthy, get Stokes back on track. I think having him back is going to be huge if he's
Oh, me too.
100%. Like I said in the past, he gets burnt, but he had the speed to recover if he got burned. So that's one thing that we got to think about too. And I like how they didn't pick up his fifth year so that he can prove himself. So hopefully he can prove himself, get paid, and be one of our top corners along with Alexander. That'd be awesome.
And now with this new defensive scheme, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, a lot of press and man coverage is going to be awesome. What's your expectation for the defense this year after the scheme change, and will it help? Do you think it'll help our run defense going to the 4-3?
I hope so. I mean, you never know until they're really out there and they prove it. But I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm very half glass half full never half glass empty. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I really think we have the talent to be able to make a difference out there this year. And now that we have a new defensive scheme going on, I think it's possible that we'll have at least a top 10 defense if played right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If we get and utilize and get a rotation for some of our heavier positions, if we have Stokes, Alexander, McKinney, and Javon Bullard, and then I think we got to put Gary Rashawn down in the dirt, coming off the edge there, and like he was in college. I think he's effective now, but I think he'll be more effective if he goes back to how he played in college a little bit, and just get that rotation on the defensive line. And some of the safeties we drafted, we can put them like as blitzing linebackers too from the outside. So I'm excited to see this new defense. I really am. I think it's going to be something that we haven't seen in Green Bay in a while.
Yeah, me too.
So it's super, super excited. What are your thoughts on the free agent acquisitions this offseason? We'll start with Xavier McKinney.
I really liked McKinney. I mean, I still do like McKinney. Man, I'm kind of on a downward with. Let's see, who was it that we signed and then they just retired? Was it Trent Jones that just retired because of injury?
Was that lineman from Michigan?
I think so. Yeah. I'm really upset about that because I'm a Michigan guy. I loved him last year. Got a national title, and then we signed him, and I was like, all right, cool. Just another Michigan guy on backers, and he's like, nope, nope, I'm retiring. Which I don't blame him.
But wasn't there still something to where if he came back, the Packers still had rights to him? I thought I was reading something about that where if he decided to come back or something like that, the Packers still had rights. Was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But from what I've been hearing over and over from him, I don't think he has the plan to do that.
Yeah.
So I think he's done. I hate to see it, but other than that, the other free agent signings I really liked. God, do I have to talk about Josh Jacobs? As exciting as that was, I hate to see Aaron Jones go.
Yeah, it sucks to see Aaron Jones go. I mean, you gotta trust in Cody. I mean, he hasn't proven us wrong. I don't think terribly. I mean, Jacobs is younger than Jones. I think he has less injury time under his belt than Jones. And I mean, I don't know. At first, when we signed Josh Jacobs, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. We have Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones as a running back. What an awesome combination. Like an hour later, he gets released. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. I was sitting there and I go, oh, we got Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones? Oh, man. Ooh, who's going to stop us?
Yeah.
Aaron Jones has been released by the Packers. God, son of a. All right.
Yeah, that sucks. But hopefully, the only thing that might come back to kill us or haunt us is that he has no receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
But then you bring in Marshawn Lloyd, who is like a Josh Jacobs, but younger. If you see any of his videos at USC or some of his training videos, I know I posted one a few weeks ago where he caught the ball and he spun right away and he was gone. I mean, he has the speed that Aaron Jones didn't have. And I think Jacobs does too, so a couple of times where Jones got caught when he should have been long gone. It's hopefully this will change that, But yeah, McKinney, I think they're both captains, offense and defense, Jacobs and McKinney, so that they should bring some leadership to the locker room. McKinney, and he's only 24 years old.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy to think about the Giants letting a stud like that go and us getting him, So.
Well, and God, they just got rid of Saquon too. So I mean, I'm happy to take any good players from any team, especially with like Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. God.
Oh, and then you saw the Giants; they invested all their money in Daniel Jones. What did he do? What did he do for you?
I don't know. That was. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know how you do that.
That was crazy. Do you think the run or the switch to 4-3 will help the run defense? I mean, if you get the right guys in the middle.
I think so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping. That's why I think they kind of drafted those safeties too, and some of those linebackers. I think you get quick guys on the edge, and then you condense the middle, and that's kind of you open up the lanes for the linebackers to see what's going on. So hopefully that comes to work. I think Devontae Wyatt's going to have a huge year.
Oh, me too.
He needs to have him and Kenny Clark need to have huge years, big years.
I wanted to talk about Devontae Wyatt for a minute. I was hoping his name would be brought up.
Yep.
So here's what's kind of exciting for me. I kind of have a special place. He has a special place in my heart because I work security for my local community college.
Okay.
Hutchinson Community College, Blue Dragons. And he is one of the players who was a Blue Dragon back in the day.
Okay.
And we got rid of him, but Devondre Campbell was also a Blue Dragon. I always like it when, it's always special when it's your hometown team. It's like, yeah, man, they made it. And not only that, but they made it to my team.
Yeah.
Two more, kind of, they're not Packers, but Alvin Kamara was also a Blue Dragon. And Jerry Jacobs was a Blue Dragon.
Okay.
And there's tons more, but those are the key names. But anytime I see Devontae Wyatt, I'm like, man, I need to get myself a jersey just because, he holds a special place in my heart.
Right. So that's a community college that you work at?
I do.
Okay, that's cool.
Little 40,000 person town, and, it's small community college, couple hundred kids. But it's kind of exciting. I really like what Devontae brings. And I hope he has a killer year this year.
Yeah, same here. I think he's going to. He came on at certain points last year in games as well. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Or I mean, I know what he can do. I'm excited to see him elevate it.
Yeah.
In your opinion, who are your top 3 receivers on the Packers?
Oh, I don't know if this is going to be spicy or not. But number 1, I've been saying it since the end of the season. Jaden Reed's my number 1. I love Jaden Reed with all my heart. I will go back and watch his highlights once every couple weeks because I'm like, I need that juice.
All right.
I love Jaden. Christian Watson's my number 2. Just stay healthy and, he could be my number 1. But Jaden he showed out last year. And then 3rd, there's a couple different ways I could go there. Man. I think Romeo Doubs. I liked Bo Melton. I like that he was kind of just a wild card out there. That just one game, they're like, oh, Bo Melton. Oh, Bo Melton. Oh my God, Bo Melton, man. Who is this kid?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Romeo Doubs would be my 3rd.
I'd agree with you, except for I'd switch around probably Watson and Dobbs. Just because Dobbs he's proven more the last 2 years than Watson has, but Watson has the potential to be a number 1. He just has to, I know he can do it. It's just a matter of staying healthy.
Right.
Do you think Marshawn Lloyd will be our second running back in the rotation?
It's a good question. I don't see a scenario where he's not. Because feel bad for, forgetting, but who else? Marshawn Lloyd, I think he has the potential to kind of show out. It's his rookie year. He can, I think he'll be hungrier than anybody else, but Josh Jacobs, yeah. I don't remember who else is in our running back room.
There was that. Now I can't even think of his name. Number 31. He was that fast guy. I can't even.
Well, there's a lot of fast guys, but
son of a. He had a really good preseason. and he was like super.
I feel really bad for forgetting their name.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yes. Yeah.
Emmanuel
Okay.
Wilson.
He's.
I think it'll go Jacobs, Lloyd, Wilson, or Dylan and Wilson, but I think they're going to use Dylan as a fullback.
I think so too. That's what I was thinking. Because he needs to prove himself, but I don't know with this new scheme if he's going to be number 2, number 1 guy. I think because they're probably going to. They were thinking about moving on from him this preseason, this postseason, and they didn't. So. Good Lord. All right. Sorry. Someone screeching in the background. Good God. Yeah, I mean, I like A.J. Dillon. I think he produced really well his first year, and then after that, just not a whole lot. I mean, I don't know what he was averaging last year. It wasn't much.
Yeah, I had his stats, and he did decent. I mean, I think we were expecting more out of him, but what he did, I think, was solid. I mean, didn't he have a couple fumbles and he had 178 carries for 613 yards. He averaged 3.4. He had 2 touchdowns. In his career, he has 16 touchdowns, 2,400 yards rushing. He averages 4.1 on his career, so that ain't terrible. I can think back to the game. Was it against the Titans at Lambeau where Aaron Jones was out and he stepped in and he was huge for us?
Mm-hmm.
I think
was that during the snowy game? Was that near the end of the year?
Yeah, that's when we held that big talk all about Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah.
We held him to like under 4 yards a carry. It was like he had like 20 something carries for like 96 yards or something like that, and it's like defense. Yeah, so we held him under 100. So I mean, I think Dylan. Having him in the locker room he's a leader. He knows the playbook. He knows the system. He knows his position. He can help the younger guys out. He came back. He said he got offered more money to go to good teams, and he talked with his family, and they wanted to stay in Green Bay. So they brought him back at a really good price. So I'm happy to have him back. I think he's a good leader in the locker room, and that's what we need for some of these. Being one of the youngest teams is what we need. Leadership. Yeah. What do you think the record's going to be this year?
I actually wrote down all the games here. I had to really think about it because I was thinking honestly, I don't see a scenario where the Bears beat us at all this year. Sorry, but no. There might be a game where the Lions beat us. They might beat us at home. Not home, away. They might beat us at Ford. But I have us at 14-3, and that's a pretty optimistic view. But I was looking, I'm like, maybe the Dolphins, Thanksgiving, I don't know. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. I'm not sure how they're going to look. But I had us losing to the Texans because that's a toss-up. I don't know. The 49ers, I just don't. I think they always find a way to kill us for whatever reason, whether it be they just show up or we just don't show up enough.
Right.
And then I have us losing to like the Lions in week 14. But other than that, I have us winning everything because I'm optimistic. But
yeah, I have them at 12-5. That seems like got a little message here from iBoxing Hub. Thank you. Yeah, I went through the schedule and I came up with 12-5. I think I just hope we don't lose any like division games at Lambeau. We need to have Lambeau Field be home field advantage and on our side. I was reading or I saw we only have one game at Lambeau in December.
Yeah, in December.
So that's going to be a little different, but a lot of primetime games though, which is A lot of noon games.
I was shocked that they didn't put Texans and Packers on primetime.
Is that getting? No, I saw the schedule. Is that in Green Bay?
It's in Green Bay, and it's a noon kickoff. It's not primetime. I thought that was very odd.
Is that a game that can be flexed?
I don't know.
That's something that they might do. They might flex it depending on how the teams are doing. You know.
I mean, it's week 7. I guess that would be enough time to kind of gauge, but
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of cheese?
Pepper jack.
Pepper jack?
Love me a little spice with my cheese.
Yeah. Did you see my post earlier today?
Yeah, I did.
That sure is some good cheese, man. Leave it out, let it get room temperature. It's like butter.
I haven't really tried that kind of cheese. God, the only cheese around here is like Sargento. So, nothing good.
Yeah,
it's all store processed stuff.
Well, I mean, this stuff here, you can order it online.
Okay.
So I think I put up I think it's like scraycheese.com or something like that. I'm going to be doing more local, not advertising, local, like shout outs and stuff, and put links on my Twitter and whatnot for cheese. And there's a bakery up by us that's really good too. So just trying to help support local and see where.
Out.
Yep. Okay, so you're going to a tailgate. What are you bringing to the tailgate?
Oh, never been to a tailgate. God, if I could speak English. I've never been to a tailgate before, but I've seen tailgates.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll probably bring cornhole and probably a grill for some hot dogs.
Hot dogs, huh? That leads to one of my questions. Do you put ketchup on your hot dog?
No.
No?
No, I don't put anything on my hot dog. Sorry.
Nothing?
I'm plain Jane. I don't
plain?
want nothing on it.
Oh,
maybe onions if I'm feeling adventurous, but nah, I'm pretty simple.
Not even a Chicago dog?
I've never had a Chicago dog.
It's like relish, sport peppers, like spicy mustard, onion, tomato. It's amazing. You have to try it sometime.
Got anything with Chicago in it, I'm hesitant. I've always said I hate the Raiders the most. I hate the Bears, man. I know we beat up on them. It's a half a decade since they've beaten us. I get it. It's kind of overplayed. I hate the Bears.
Yeah, especially when you got like Jalen Johnson talking smack and he couldn't even stop a nosebleed when we played against them,
Yeah.
It's just, you would have thought with like what Javon Brisker, he was decent in Penn State. He can't do anything.
Nope.
And I hope Kalen King can be our diamond in the rough that we got 7th round out of Penn State. If we have 3-4 good corners, that's gonna be good for our defense. But yeah, the Bears, like I go back and forth like banter with Bears fans on Twitter. You just got to respect them, and you got to know where the limit is and how far you can go, because you don't want to have somebody being nasty to you about your team. But
I don't talk with Bears fans. Not that I don't choose to, but I just sometimes I'll just see like a post from like PFF or somebody that's like, I reposted it today. I don't know if you saw, but they said here are the teams. All the positions who have the bet, like here's all the teams.
Yeah, I saw that. They had the best receivers.
Like, you gotta be joking.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Who is the crackhead that made that? I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you saw the pod or not. I forgot. I think it was with Angie. The first question I asked her is if she had a VCR to watch the Bears.
Like,
no. She's like, no, we got YouTube. No, it's just stuff like that, nothing to make it personal. It's just just trying to have fun, because my whole purpose on here is to like be like somewhat serious but not serious and make people laugh.
Yeah,
life's too damn short to be a prick to everybody, But that's just my 2 cents right there. What's your favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans. That's easy.
Okay.
God, I love that movie. I can watch it about 100 times and never get sick of it.
Yeah.
I always post my favorite quote from that movie. It could be the "Who's your daddy?" but it's not. It's a great line. But there's the Gettysburg speech he made. But my favorite is, and I'll post this anytime we win. It's perfection. Let's go to work. God, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I like that movie. I like Jerry Maguire. It's just there's a bunch of them out there that I'm not really like a sports movie kind of guy. I don't know. I'm not really a movie guy, to be honest. I mean, I have 5 kids, so I mean, I've seen like every Disney movie under the sun, about 50 million times. So, you know, um, remember the Titans? Yeah, that'd probably be my favorite sports movie as well.
I hate to say, but after watching it about 100 times, I can't stand Draft Day anymore. It used to be a really, like, I used to love watching that movie, but my dad would watch it all the time. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't care anymore. Like, it was a good movie until you overplayed it.
Right.
There are movies that you can overplay that I will never get tired of, but God, Draft Day is one of them.
Do you have an all-time favorite Packer?
I thought this question might come up, and I've still been kind of thinking of it because I have a personal and I have a player. Player, Jordy Nelson.
He's from Kansas.
Yeah,
that's obvious.
Yeah. But well, I mean, anytime I hear Joe Buck, Jordy Nelson touchdown, I just freak. I'm like, I love Jordy Nelson.
White Lightning.
What's that?
White Lightning.
Yeah. But personal, I'd say. Oh God, how am I blanking on his name? I was about to say it. Oh God. Oh man, I'm having an aneurysm.
What number was he?
I don't remember. I'm gonna say a fact, and you're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna feel stupid. Create the Lambeau League.
Leroy Butler.
Leroy Butler. Thank you. I was like, it's his name. Leroy Butler is my favorite, like personal favorite player. Because my dad, when he was working in Green Bay early last year, his office was like, hey, they're gonna have like some NFL players come and meet. And my dad's like, I could probably only stick around for one. And Leroy Butler walked in. He goes, hey, my kid's a big Packer fan, and I have a hat that I already bought for him for his birthday. Could you just sign it? He's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And he got a selfie with my dad too. So that was really cool. It's that top hat up there.
Okay.
But he's my favorite. I posted about it and he liked it. So.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with my all-time favorite Packer. Was a Raider at first. Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. That's a good shout.
He just the way he played at Michigan.
Yes, sir.
I do have a Raiders jersey of Charles Woodson, but I think there's an exception because I've followed him, before he even got to the NFL, and then when he became a Packer, it was even more exciting. I'm still trying to find a picture. I know I have a picture somewhere there on social media of my wife and my kids. He has his own wine, Intercept Wines, and he was doing a release party or a release thing at one of the Festival Foods. It's a grocery store up here, and he was signing bottles of wine and taking pictures. And my wife and kids got a picture taken with them, and they got me 6 bottles of signed wine. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so my kids and wife got to meet him. I didn't, but my wife did. So it's cool. They got to see dad's idol,
Yeah.
I have tagged him in several posts on social media before, and he's liked them and everything. So I think that's kind of cool as well. With the Packers re-signing Keyshawn Nixon, how do you think the kickoff rule will benefit the Packers and the return game?
Oh man, you might have to re-explain that rule because I know they changed it, and I remember hating it. And you'll probably tell me, and I'll probably still hate it. But
So they like kick it off, and I don't think the defense can start until like they get the ball. So
okay,
they don't have a running start at them. They just
so kind of like old XFL rule,
yeah.
kind of kick off. Um, I kind of hate that. I mean, I know, especially with like what the UFL are doing right now, it's more exciting because I mean the kickoff is like what? Oh, I'll just let it go in the end zone, or I'll kneel it 20-yard line, whatever. Let's start. It's not exciting anymore. I know they're probably just trying to re-excite people. Like, oh, you never know. But I don't know. I hate change. It'll just probably take a while for me to get used to it. But I think since that is the rule in place, I think Keyshawn Nixon's going to kill it.
Yeah. Especially if he gets a running start, he's going to be running past a bunch of people. I think he's going to make an impact on defense too, I think, for us this year. Nixon. He could be that corner that comes in too and makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just you got to think about player safety, and some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. If you don't like it, don't play football, I guess,
Yeah, I think I'm more upset about the tackle rule that they're changing. I'm sick of playing the game of what's a catch, or like, oh, did you intentionally put your weight on him or did you not? It's up to the discretion of the ref. I'm sick of that.
Yeah,
It's ruining games.
that's. I mean, I understand like the defenseless receiver and like the chop block and stuff. That's been around forever,
Right.
I mean, you got to look at a lot of these people these people that are retired, concussions, and you think back to like Junior Seau, and it's just he had CTE and he committed. I mean, it's just crazy to think back. And I mean, look at Antonio Brown. Look at that guy. The only thing he took after he took that hit from Vontez Perfect, he hasn't been the same ever since. So you got to take it seriously because these guys are out there affecting normal people. You know what I'm saying? They're making an impact negatively in society, and you can't be having that once they're out of the league. The league's got to take care of them. I mean, they've made so much money for the league that they should turn back around and support their former players.
And I understand the you got to keep guys healthy. I mean, heck, I am always for like I said before, it's like getting the extra conditioning time, all for trying to keep guys safe, even if it cuts into something else, an extra 10 minutes, who cares?
Right.
But yeah, I think it's just the constant rule change, and it's just like year after year, it's like it's got to be something. It's like, oh, we got to change something. Oh, something can be illegal now. Something can be illegal. All right, can we not change rules every year, or But I understand trying to keep people healthy. You don't want people actually getting hurt, CTE, that kind of stuff.
Right. Absolutely. How many games have you been to? You been to one, you said?
I haven't been to a Packer game.
Well, you've been to Green Bay.
I've been to a Rams-Cardinals game.
Okay, watching the Packers, what is your most memorable moment you've witnessed on TV? Like what game like brought you like the most, like you could like remember like it happened yesterday?
2018 Week 1.
Okay,
Against the Bears.
Against the Bears? Oh,
oh man, I remember watching that, and I was just, it's over. Wow, all right. And then Rodgers coming out and just putting on clinic, and one of my favorite calls of all time was near the end of the game. I don't remember, it was a third or fourth down, and Rodgers just pitched it to Cobb, and he just went for it.
Yep.
And man, I remember that like it's yesterday.
Yeah,
that game.
And the interview with Rodgers after the game, you could tell he was gone. Yeah, for me, I would say I was at the game. I don't even know what year it was, but if you've ever seen the cover of Sports Illustrated with Woodson diving over into the end zone with the ball,
yes,
I was at that game against the Lions.
Wow.
And he had 2 interceptions that game, so it was pretty cool to be a part and be there and see that. And whatnot. But that was the game that will stick out to me. And I ended up meeting up with a friend that I had no idea that was there, and he was a huge Michigan fan. And it's just kind of cool, just how you run into random people at games. That they live 2.5 hours away, and here they are, at the game, and you like in the concession line. All of a sudden, it's like, oh hey, what's up, man?
But shout out to Oversports on YouTube. He has, it was like, I think it's 95 videos. He hasn't uploaded in a while. But if anybody's ever interested, and it's like, I want to see the best Packer games, and they're all the highlights. You can probably watch a bunch of full games on YouTube, but Ober just does kind of like NFL highlight kind of videos, and they're all like the best games. Yeah, I will go and just binge them all the time because I love watching my Packers play.
Yeah, I actually think back. It's like a moment in time for me. I guess was 2011, the run they had in the playoffs. I think back to that awesome catch James Jones had that made the front page of the Green Bay Press Gazette. He was like super high off the ground in the sideline. I actually got that sports section signed by James Jones. The pick that Tramon Williams had in the back of the end zone against the Eagles, the interception Sam Shields had against the Bears, the pick six that Tramon Williams had against the Falcons in the playoff game before. I mean, that whole year was just magical, And BJ Raji doing the Raji dance.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Who is that? Big BJ Raji just.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, a lot of good memories and a lot of good games, and that's why the Packers are like no other in my opinion. You can say what you want to, but they're one of the best marketed teams in the smallest market in NFL in pro sports for the most part. Them and the Brewers. So little off topic here, but what gives you motivation every day?
Oh, that's a hard question because there's not a lot. There's not a whole lot here in my town. So it's like, oh, what am I going to do today? That's a loaded question. But God, gives you motivation. Hard to say. Other than football, it's a generic answer, but
right.
I mean, if football's on, I'm watching.
Right.
It's nothing like the NFL, but I'm binging the UFL right now, and I'm enjoying it. As long as something's on, I'm like, all right, let's get up for it. And once the season starts, I'm going to be, all right, I need to sleep these hours so I can get up and watch the game and go to work because I work overnights.
Yep.
So, all right, got to sleep these hours, or oh man, tonight's not going to be fun at work because I'm going to stay up and watch this game.
Right.
But football, looking up the news, that's my motivation. Keep going.
Okay. For me, it's my wife and kids, and providing for them and making sure they have what they need, but also just making people laugh, having a good time, and just kind of, just hush away the negativity. As much as it sucks to do sometimes, it's what you got to do. So,
well, way to upstage me, man. I appreciate that.
Well, no, I'm just. No,
you're good. You're good.
I don't know if you're married or have kids or anything, so I don't know.
I know. I know. I'm just joking with you. Way to upstage me, man.
I mean, what do you expect from a guy who has 5 kids? Which sports did you play growing up?
A little bit of soccer, some baseball. Funnily, as much as I love football, never played that. But mostly I was a band kid, so
okay.
A lot of my sports days were in my very young years. But it's just all I can remember, soccer and a little bit of baseball.
Yeah, I did soccer and baseball. I did baseball until I think I was in 8th grade. Soccer I quit, I think, before I got into middle school. And football I played in middle school through high school. So but yeah, it was a family of 3 boys, so we were in sports everything, it's just you had to pick and choose which ones you wanted to play at certain times because some crossed over with the other and some I was better at than the other. I'm like, well, I'm not probably make the soccer. I just quit playing soccer because of football and, like I said, these aren't sports related for the most part. This is like the life part of my podcast. It's random questions about life.
Okay.
Which, if let's say like you're in baseball and you're coming up to the plate to bat, or say you're a professional wrestler and you came out to the ring, which song would you play? What song would best describe you?
If I had a song to come out to, it would probably be God, there's so many good ones. I'd probably have to say The Game, which is Triple H's theme. I mean, I can listen to that all night at work and it'll keep me up. But yeah, The Game probably be it.
I would come out to Stone Cold Steve Austin's Glass Shattering. Just, I can just picture myself giving people I can't stand Stone Cold Stunners, In a perfect world.
What?
Just
What?
sitting there smashing Steve Weisers and chugging them. And if you could take a trip anywhere, where would it be?
Ooh. I'd probably say New Zealand.
Okay.
Love New Zealand. Lord of the Rings was shot there. I'm a big nerd, so love to go there and visit that.
Okay. I would pick Italy.
Italy?
Yeah. I'd do some research, some family research, and see how far I could get and probably find some relatives over there sometime. So that's always been an interest of mine to track down ancestors, but it's so hard nowadays to. Well, I guess it's not, but I just don't have the time to do it.
Right.
Favorite video game?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Okay.
I love that game. It's backward compatible with my Xbox, so if I'm bored out of my mind, I'm like, man, I don't know what to play. I don't know what to watch. I'll hop on and do some ship missions where I can go for my capital ship, go into the other enemy team's capital ship, and just wreck it from the inside. Love that game mode. It's the best game mode ever made.
I like the sports games, like the basketball and football games, but I also like Grand Theft Auto type games where you can just go around and just destroy stuff.
Yeah.
And you get like the 5-star, like the cops coming after you, the FBI, then you steal a SWAT vehicle and you just take off and let the stars run out and it's yours, that type of stuff. Let me see here. Who is your favorite coach in Packer history?
I feel like it's a sin if I don't say Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I hate if I'm not going to say Vince because it's so easy to say Vince. Mike McCarthy, man. I know it's going to be probably controversial a little bit because it's like Mike McCarthy.
But, did you just say Mike McCarthy?
I like Mike McCarthy. Like I don't like him now because he's on the Cowboys and I hate the Cowboys. All right, I don't like him now. But when coaching in our Super Bowl year and for a couple of years we were pretty dominant under him, and then kind of just a little worse and worse over the years near the end of his career. But I mean, I liked him when I was first starting to like the Packers. I'm like, oh, Mike McCarthy, and then I started looking like, oh, Mike McCarthy. Never mind.
I like, of course, Vince Lombardi, but I like, I've actually seen, so my daughter, she's in 7th grade now, but when she was doing her first communion at church, I was standing in line with my daughter to get her picture taken, and I happened to look over and up, and there's Mike McCarthy at church. His daughter was right in front of me. He's a big dude, man. Like, he's tall, and like he's a big guy. But Lombardi, McCarthy, I like Matt LaFleur too. I've had a chance to talk with him, and he's a super nice guy. And I think we finally got everything we need to run his offense successfully in Green Bay, and that's I'm excited to see like what this next year is going to bring. Second year under him without Aaron Rodgers. I'm excited to see that.
When I went on my stadium tour in Lambeau, we were going to go into this certain area, kind of like where they have all the suites they show off. And they're like, oh, we're going to have to come back. We'll come back here. We're not going to skip this part, but we're going to come back because they're having a meeting. We're like, oh, we're having a meeting? He goes, yeah, actually, if you look through the door there, there's Matt LaFleur. I'm like, what? So he's just looking around like, oh, my God, it's Matt. But he's like, yeah, we'll have to come back. They're doing a whole meeting. Like, all right. I mean, I guess.
So have you ever been to the Packers Hall of Fame then?
I have.
What do you think about that?
It's probably one of the best places I've ever been.
Yeah.
And I've been to most 50 states, most of them. But I think that just the Hall of Fame, not just Lambeau, but the Hall of Fame was so cool. The little interactive stuff they do, like they have the camera set up with the feet, and they're like, you can choose a couple of these iconic plays, and they'll track your movements, and you can throw the ball. And it's like, oh God, it's like I can't remember what plays they have, but they're iconic plays, and they'll have the radio playing over the back, or the high jump. And I like the interactivity of the Hall of Fame, and I like the old jerseys that were lining up. I love that.
By the escalators? When you're going down, they're around the well, at least last time I was there, they had you going down the escalators, and there's like the left wall in front of you and the right wall is lined from oldest to newest. That's cool. I like the Packers Hall of Fame, the footballs with like the players' picture on it and stuff. I like how they have like the hanging parts in the glass, or hanging parts that make a picture if you a certain angle you look at it. This the history in Lambeau Field, and you see some of the game worn stuff. You know, Reggie White game worn cleats, still have grass stains on them, and you know, just the history of the team. And I like the Lambeau leap wall outside with bronze people and the Curly Lambeau and Lombardi statues, and just you're in a small town city, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Lambeau Field. I think that's super cool to be there. Did you ever eat at the 1919 Kitchen and Tap, or whatever it's called? No, I haven't been there. I've heard it's really good though.
When I was going through the Hall of Fame, I have a picture, and it's of it was the Super Bowl I ball, where it had the Chiefs and Packers score on it. And I saw it, and my dad's been there multiple times, but I don't think he really ever caught that, because I'm like, oh, take my picture. And he goes, oh, okay. And I pointed to the ball, and I was laughing. And he was like, what? And he looked at the ball, and he goes, oh, son of a... I love bringing it up. I'm like, who won Super Bowl I?
Yeah.
He's like, shut up. He hates the Pack. Like, he doesn't hate them, but he has enough disdain that I'm like, it makes me so happy when we beat the snot out of the Chiefs this past season. I wasn't with my dad, but I could imagine my dad just in the bar, just grumbling to himself, like, you've got to be joking.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't too happy.
He got a Super Bowl win at the end. Who cares?
Right? Yeah, he's got what, back-to-back Super Bowls? What, 3 in total?
Repeat.
Yeah. How many did the Chiefs have in the last 10 years? 3? 2?
3.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Last question here. 2 things you don't leave home without.
Ooh. 2 or 3 things I don't leave home without.
Well, I guess 3 things I can think of that.
Jokingly, phone, wallet, keys, just because of that Saturday Night Live song. But
that's my answer.
Yeah, phone, wallet, keys. But I mean, honestly, other than maybe a knife, just because.
Why not?
I don't carry, but yeah, I mean, other than that, phone, wallet, keys.
Yep, you can't go wrong with that. That's the most common thing that people have, and I mean, if you don't, yeah, it's just you get stuck in a situation, or you know, yeah, it's just three common things you leave a house without. Whenever I leave, like I got my wallet, my keys, and my phone. I'm good. You
I
know,
always sing the Adam Sandler song every time. Phone, wallet, key. All right, got it. Let's go.
Well, listen, Cody, I want to thank you for joining me today. I think we do. Don't we have a plan to meet up again in June?
June 19th, I think,
Okay.
was the date I think we talked about. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see if anything pops up within the next 30 days, and I'll get you back on the show here. And like I said, I appreciate it. You taking out time out of your day to be on, and I had a blast, man.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you letting me on.
Yeah, where can people find you at on Twitter?
Official CIS or Code Packers page is where you can find me. Code Packers page is also my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I don't have an Instagram or anything like that. So 2 places you can find me.
Perfect. I'll get this uploaded and I'll tag you in it for sure.
All right. Thank you.
All right. All right, man. You take care. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.